Hey everyone, welcome back. We have our show match for the i52 series number 2. The first match that we had was Street Hoops versus Epsilon, but now we have a great match for you between BFF and Exertus Esports. My name is Mr. Slin. I have Lang, who is my co-caster, and Truck on the cam. And Lang, we have a really great cause that we're doing this for.
Yeah, so what we're doing is we want to send these two, or we want to send two North American teams, I shouldn't say these two, two North American teams to i52, that's Insomnia 52. It's an upcoming LAN in August in Coventry, England. And the reason we want to do that is, you know, playing a first-person shooter game online, sometimes the ping gets in the way. And by sometimes, I mean all the time if you're trying to play internationally. So we're putting these show matches on to show just how skilled these teams are, but also to show why LAN is necessary, why we want to send these teams so they can be in the same geographic location and play where ping isn't a factor. Because it's hard for these teams to play at their full potential when they're battling against, you know, the latency of an ocean. So if you can head on over to i52.tf, enter that URL into your browser machine, and you will be taken to our Indiegogo fundraiser hub. We need to raise $12,000 to send two North American teams over to this event. The way we're going to decide those two teams is that of the 4 teams attending this season's ESEA LAN, which are Exertus, Street Hoops, Froyotech, and Classic Mixup, we're going to have those 4 teams play in a tournament, and the 2 teams that win that tournament will be the teams that we send over to i52. But for now, we have some NA versus EU show matches to give you a little taste of what you can expect at i52. So go head on over to i52.tf. We have all sorts of perks available for donors. You can win, or not win, you can donate to receive custom trading cards with our team's players. You can get t-shirts with our team's logos. All kinds of great stuff. So head on over there. i52.tf is the place to be. And Slin, why don't you tell me about these teams' rosters a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, these are 2 top teams from their respective regions. We have Exertus Esports, who are currently seeded number 2 in ESEA, heading into LAN. And then we have BFF from the European Premiership Division, and they are top-notch as well. Arguably the number 1 team in Europe at this time. So let's go over... Oh, yeah,
I just want to say that, you know, BFF has Cadus on their team, who is probably considered by a lot of people to be the top European demo man right now. So, I mean, if you thought Mike was doing well in the last game, you're in for a real treat with Cadus here.
For sure. So, yeah, going over BFF's roster, we have Marilyn on Medic, we have Zebasai, I believe, on Pocket, Nutson on Roamer, Flip and Stark are the Scouts, and Kaitis, as I mentioned, is the Demo Man. And then for Exertus Esports, we have the Fragile on Medic, Badonsky on Demo Man, Mela on Roamer, Rando on Pocket, and Alpha and Decimate as the Scout. And both of these rosters are top-notch, very, very strong.
Absolutely. This should be a very good show match, just as the last one was. So we have the teams piling into the server now. Hopefully they're going to get ready momentarily and go live as soon as possible. Slin, predictions for this first map?
Well, this first map here is Badlands, so it's a classic. I mean, these guys have played thousands of hours of TF2. They've seen this map over and over again, and I don't know, it's gonna be difficult. Do we know which server we're gonna play on? I know we've been juggling between the New York server and the European server. I believe we're on the European server for this map. Yes,
we are.
Okay, so you could argue that BFF has a slight advantage there, but you know, I think it should be fairly even regardless. I don't know. I think BFF. I've been hearing some really great things from the European players about how great this roster is, how well they're doing. I mean, they have some very, very strong players who are well seasoned. Whereas XTS, you know, last season in ESEA season 15, they placed 3rd. They did change their roster, and they're a lot stronger this time around. They made some very positive changes with their combo and also moving Alpha over to Scout. So I think they're going to do well. I don't know. I think BFF will come out on top though. Like.
I agree. I mean, looking at the ping of Badonsky, the demo man over on Exertus, is sitting at about 160, which is not impossible to overcome, but it's certainly difficult, especially on a map like Badlands, where the demo man's rollout to mid is so crucially important, and it sets so much of the tone of the entire match. Hitting your rollouts on 160 ping is going to be really hard. Badonsky, though, He's got pretty darn good rollouts, so I'm really interested to see if he can do it. Maybe we should watch him on our first mid-fight here. But yeah, overall for this first map, I do think that home court advantage is going to be too much for XTS to overcome, but I'm still expecting a close match. 5-3 is my prediction in favor of BFF.
Yeah, I wouldn't be very far off of there as well. I think we're playing the European rule set, maybe a 6-4, I'd say.
That's right
for BFF. So yeah, I think BFF are going to come out on top. We actually had a chance to see two of the top North American Devilmen already with Duatna and then Banny, and Badonsky is right up there with them. And at the same time, against Kaitis, who is arguably the top Devilman in the whole world, it's gonna be tight. And I think that the ping difference will make it a little difference on the rollout. So we'll see if it comes down to mids or if it comes down to the rest of the map. But this should be a good match.
Absolutely. So I do have word from Enigma, our tournament organizer, that the match is live in real time now, so we're just waiting for the Source TV delay to catch up. Should be about 70 more seconds from here, and this match will be getting underway. But I just want to once more really quickly remind everyone, i52.tf is the fundraiser hub. That's the whole reason we are holding these show matches. Go check out i52.tf, watch the promo video, learn why we want to send these North American teams over to England so badly, and see what great perks you can get for donating.
Yeah, we already reached $5,000 out of our $12,000 goal, so really appreciate your support so far, but we just need a little bit more help to get these teams over to Europe.
Yep, and we've done it twice before. This is the third year that we're doing this. We did it in 2012 with I-46 and 2013 with I-49, so it's at this point become an annual tradition for our community, and we want to keep it going, keep it strong. It's our international,
Mm-hmm. So really excited for this match. Here we are going live now. Exertus Esports versus BFF. And why don't you take away the first mid?
Yeah, I'm going to watch Badonsky on this one, see how his rollouts are. Hitting those stairs a little bit, going to chalk it up to the ping, but still his rollout is not bad. Going to compare that to Cadis. Now, Cadis is still quite a bit faster, though. Getting that early down on Badonsky, actually a lot of way down on Badonsky. Badonsky's health is perilous, though. He is going to have to pay a little bit faster here. Watching now as XTS does catch up with Badonsky. The bomb's coming in, but two players are getting taken out almost immediately. Nice aggression from the soldiers of Exertus, doing a good job. Rando actually almost single-handedly corralling all of BFF into that corner, but it's not enough. The damage output just isn't there. Decimate, the only member left alive for Exertus, and he's not going to be able to make much happen on his own right now. BFF leading flip to cap mid and moving up through the choke.
Yeah, Decimate's in a terrible spot right now, but that mid was totally Kaitis getting in on mid, nuking the enemy team, and giving them early position right now. And Decimate is underneath the midpoint, fighting the 1v1 versus Flip. Meanwhile, the rest of the team for BFF has captured Spire, looking like they're leaving the cap. They're actually just taking upper lobby and turning a bunch of frags onto the scouts and the soldiers of XTS. And it's only Rando and the Fragile alive at last as that 4 cap goes down on Spire, and XTS is in a ton of trouble right now.
Yeah, I love this really, really fast aggression from BFF. Just, leave one person to cap the moment the cap is available and just start pushing. Start claiming that ground. Don't let Exertus get comfortable. On this mid-fight, I'm going to watch Cadis, whose rollout was very, very fast last time. I'm expecting it to be about the same this time.
Yeah, and the soldiers for XTS did a decent job of trying to bomb in and make some space with what they had, but by then they'd already lost all the positioning, so it's looking like a house rollout for BFF and a valley rollout for XTS, and wow, Nutson getting so aggressive, taking down Badonsky early on, and Melee getting in a lot of trouble as well, eating damage down to his choke. It's gonna be a 5 onto 4 now, as they're just, it looks like K's just throwing stickies everywhere and making space. Alpha coming in from behind onto Mirrorlink. Can he get this frag? No. Oh, yes, he does get it. Wow, Mirrorlink goes down, but at what cost? Only the Fragile is alive for XTS. He's getting chased out by Zebosai, and he's gonna get cut off here, maybe near the forward spawn. Yes, the Fragile does go down. Kaitis takes himself out, but a good mid there from BFF.
So the interesting thing about that mid was when Alpha picked Mirrorlin actually killed Alpha with a post-mortem needle. When Cadis killed the Fragile, he killed himself with his pill. So
yeah.
Medic's going down, but taking people with him? I guess if you have to go down, that's the way to do it. Rando actually now jumping up to try to fight the Spire. The cap does go, though. His bomb was a little bit too late, but they are still holding some of this ground. Might be able to recap it. I see no danger of a back cap right at this moment, so I believe they can safely do this, although the heals from BFF are here now, and they're starting to move through the choke slim.
That was a little bit aggressive from Nuts in there, and they just have this uber advantage they're trying to work with. Rando does go down on the Great Break, but they trade out Stark and Zebosai, so they're losing a couple numbers here. They do have that 50% advantage. They're going to back it to mid and get this uber and make sure they have it in time. The Fragile, meanwhile, pushing up the choke with Badonsky, trying to make some space. They know the enemy team has an advantage here, and they're ready to put.
Merlin's actually on crits, and he has it right now. Cadis currently taking the heal beam. Flip, opening this up for the team. Starting the distraction. Cadis in now. The crits has popped on him. Shooting the long
There's a rat
sticky.
play from XTS. XTS is already in on mid now. The Fragile is at the forward spawn. And there's no one there for them to crits on. Kais gets Badasi, but that's about it. Mela goes down, and oh my gosh, a bunch of frags coming in now for Kaitis. Taking down Rando and Alpha. And that was a weird play from XTS.
Yeah, so Cadis came around the corner and shot his charge sticky, but there was no one there for him to shoot. And then, yeah, XTS was behind him. I guess good in theory. Maybe they spotted out the crits. I'm not sure. Good plan, but the execution didn't quite work out for Exertus.
Yeah, Decimate gets a frag there onto Nutson, as looks like things are just going to even out now. The Fragile does have Uber. They may try and break out of this, and oh, Mela going down somewhere near drop down, I think. Rando's taking upper lobby here, and they're trying to make some space with this Uber.
Ireland's still staying on crits, so they want to try to force this Uber from Exertus, back up, get their crits, and then crits to retake. The Uber is popped from the Fragile, so BFF just wants to run
Stark
away
is going
now.
for this back cap. He was hiding in the trash, and here he goes for that back cap now. Melee can't stop it in time, and Stark picks up that round for BFF. 2-0 is the score. That was really sneaky of him. He was hiding behind the barrel in trash.
Good play from Stark there. Nice stealthy back cap play. Going into our third mid fight here, Slyn, why don't you walk us through it?
Well, you know, Kaitis has been so quick, so aggressive early on, but Aussie's going to go for this balcony rollout to try and counter that. Meanwhile, Decimate trying to work something underneath, and well, Flip and Stark rush Alpha and take him down in the 2v1. Mela bombs in here onto Kaitis to make something happen. Kaitis dangerously low craters, and Badasi turns a frag on his Zebasai, so not looking too bad here for either team. It's kind of messy, but here comes BFF into the enemy valley, taking down players. Rando's going to get finished off there. Mela against Flip and Stark now on their train. Mela gets finished off, and that's 3 mids in a row for BFF.
Yeah, I feel like the aggression from Exertus, like, it's coming. They're not all going in one at a time, but they're still not all going in at the same time. It's like the demo's aggressive, then the scouts are aggressive, then the soldiers are aggressive, and it's staggered just enough that BFF can pick them off. They need to tighten up their timings just a little bit, and I think they'll be having much better mids.
Yeah, and XTS is trying to be aggressive on this too. It's not working out for them. Meanwhile, whoa, over here at the choke, Badonsky turns the frag on Nikaitis. A little bit overextended there. Zebasai goes down as well. Meanwhile, Mela fighting Nutson on the flank. They're both extremely low, but Mela finishes off that frag with the help of Alpha. Or Alpha finished off that frag, sorry, and looks like Merlin's gonna back out, just build Uber.
So Starkey is behind once again, starting this back cap. It's probably not Fragile actually trying to snipe him with the needles. Not sure how I feel about that, but yeah, Stark's not going to be able to make that back cap go, as there are too many players of Exertus on the midpoint capping that up. We have Decimate trying to go back and maybe kill Stark, but Stark is way out of this fight at this point. Yeah. It's in Exertus' best interest to just push forward, play the player down, but the crits is popped onto Cadis, not quite able to make any frags happen. Exertus backs out quite safely. Stark now coming in from the rear though, he is fighting Decimate. Is this the distraction that BFF needs to try to move in? I'm not sure. We have Mela actually hiding in the house. I wonder if he was just going to drop down, get back with his team, and they have Uber. I think they're going to get ready to push here, Slyn.
Well, you see Stark on the other end doing that distraction play. Alpha was trying the same thing, but he gets picked instead. And so now the Fragile has this Uber advantage in a 5-on-6 scenario. Nutson and Stark are both behind, pulling Decimate and Mela back, and here comes the combo for XTS trying to take this Uber into the enemy team.
Yeah, there's 2 fights happening right now, one at the choke and one in mid itself. Rep play coming from the flanks or combos of both teams. Right now there's a melee happening on the point around this house area. The Uber finally popped from the Fragile. Did he not pop that whole time? Oh my goodness, how did he hold that? Right now there's only 2 players left alive. We have Nutson actually hiding in the red team's house with 100 health. Is he going to try to pick off Mela on his rollout here? Nutson knows he's coming, but Mela's actually going through the drop down.
Meanwhile, the bomb in from Zebasai drops the Fragile over by Pride Rock. This is so crazy. One combo's on one side, the flanks on the other end fighting a fight, and Rando takes down Kaitis on the spot.
Fights happening all over the place on this map. It's not localized at all. It's really interesting to watch. Rando kind of caught off by himself here at the base. That Spire is going to get killed off, but we have the cap coming in. It looks like 3 members of Exertus pushed in while we still thought the fight was happening out in Yard.
Yeah.
This is hard to keep track of, Slyn.
I mean, back in the day, teams would like to ball up and stay together and try and focus fire, but you can see like these sort of smaller fights, these 3v3s going on all over the place, and that's making it hard to keep track of all the players. That's where players slip behind and get that back up.
Yeah, so right now we have Cadis once again here, just at lightning speed. Alpha trying to get good aggression on him right now, though. The bombs coming in from Exertus, once again a little bit staggered. Their scouts aren't quite in position to help, although right now I like this positioning from Exertus. They're going in deep, distracting the medic. Myler's not able to heal his team. Stark getting all over the combo of Exertus, and Fragile actually does get taken down. 3 players up for Exertus, 2 players up for BFF. Alpha taking down Knudsen, and it's just Flip left. Flip does clean up Alpha. He has about 5 health left. Decimate is surely going to pick him off here. Yes, he does, and that is going to be a mid win for Exertus.
Yeah, I really like that mid from XTS, finally getting a mid back, and I think Rando just had a huge play there, taking down Zebasai and Cadis, and that really pulled a bunch of players back from BFF. That's not like what they did on the other mids at all.
So now we have the Fragile taking his turn on the Kritzkrieg. Marlin on the regular Metagun. That crits, of course, builds quite a bit faster than the regular Uber. So we have the Fragile already at 70% crits, while Marlin is just about to hit 30% Uber. The Fragile is going to get ready to move through this choke really, really quickly. They're probably going to send a soldier or a scout through to distract, and have Badonsky follow up and try to get those crits kills. We see BFF is actually really close to this choke. This could be a great crits. The sticky trap's actually there, though. It knocks Badonsky away, but it doesn't quite kill him. It only finds Zebasai so far. Marlin does not have his Uber yet. The crits are coming out, but not finding targets. But Mela does come in, and with the flank, does take down Knudsen. Marlin's still alive, though, and only 2 players left alive for Exertus. Starkey coming in on the flank. Takes out the Fragile. Takes out Alpha. Good play from Starkey. And right now it's just Decimate trying to kill Marlin, trying to maybe save this round for his team. But no, Marlin getting low, but not quite dying. Does up 100% Uber now, and it's only Rando up for Exertus.
Yeah, nice job by Kaitis there. After that crits came in from Badonsky, he was really able to shut him out and not let him turn white on the corner. And so many players were hurt from BFF, but no one got finished off. Stark came from in from behind and cleaned everybody up. That was a great play.
We do have BFF now starting to control this Spire. I don't see any flanks coming in from any members of Exertus, so I think they're going to get this quite easy. Actually, no, as I say that, I do see Mela over in the house. The front combo, I don't know what that means, Slin. The combo!
I mean, they're all over the place. It's so hard to keep track of.
We're trying to stall something out for Mela to make a play, but it didn't quite happen. But as I say that, 2 picks are happening in this lobby area here. A lot of players dead, just all over the place. Two players dead on each team. We have Cadis and his scout Starkey actually trying to make something happen here. Flip coming in from the top. The cap is actually going, but no, the spam from the explosive classes on Exertus is enough to save that point. And but I think they might try to push here because they're going to have both scouts up.
Yeah, they're keeping track of the numbers. They know that the respawners are not able to get the last in time. Zebasai is in the lower lobby, but they see him and they just shove him out. So everybody for BFF is in front. Starkey might try and go for this drop-down play and back at blast once again. Oh no, Decimate sees it though. Fragile's coming back for it as well. Here it's going to be Decimate and Rando versus Starkey. Decimate's trying to hold him off at the point, and no!
Oh.
I can't believe he got that!
Oh no! He was, the Rockets were just a little bit too slow, just a little bit off position to juggle him, and yeah, he stole that cap right away from him, Slin.
I mean, these points have been so weird because I could have sworn that like 3 of these wins have been from backcaps.
Yeah, been a lot of backcaps going on. Starkey all over that flank game. We really like to see it. Smart play coming out from the scouts. But now, going into this mid-fight, we have BFF going deep. They're just all over the place, causing the positioning of the Exertus to be sloppy. They're all over the low ground. It's hard for them to control anything. Cadis is still up top. Badonsky trying to salvage some ground that he can, but that said, Exertus has a lot more players alive, so they are going to eventually win this mid-fight. Alpha going in deep, trying to take out Flip, not able to make it happen. Flip does get back into the resupply. But we're going to have Exertus leaving 1 scout that's Decimate's cap mid, and they're going to move through and try to start controlling Spire now.
And this is looking bad for BFF. Fragile has a huge Uber advantage. Alpha's on a bad spawn here, getting taken down by Cadis' trap. But still, oh no, Decimate gets taken on the battlements as well, so it's going to be a 4-on-6, and they're going to have to use Uber here. Badonsky gets dropped. This is a big mistake here from XTS.
Yeah, so Fragile just holding on for way, way, way too long. His team sort of all got picked off one by one. So now they're forced into an Uber that is not really going to do anything good for them. Rando is surely going to go down here, and he does. And now Marlin has an 80%, actually it's going to be a full 100% Uber advantage by the time the Fragile spawns. And they're going to cap up mid and probably move right through the choke. Yeah, because Fragile's still down.
That was so strange. You do see Alpha hiding in the closet behind, but he's not going to make an attempt to stop the mid. Meanwhile, again, Maryland, like you said, is on Kritzkrieg, so you got to be careful about that. Maybe coming in soon, and huge advantage over the Fragile. Here comes Alpha trying to take the 1v1 against Stark on mid. Is he going to get it? So low, but no, can't take him down. And that's going to be trouble now. XTS down 2 players.
So I think Exertus needs some off-classes right about now. Maybe a Pyro. Pyro is very strong defending Badlands last. Classic Mix-Ups Enigma is kind of famous for making that popular over here in North America. We do have the push coming in. Now, actually, it's the crits. Wow, Cadis with a great crits, taking down 3 players. Make that 4 players.
Oh, man.
Cadis with a really strong crits, just killing everybody. And surely this is going to be a cap for BFF here if they can take on Badonsky, and they do.
Textbook play there. Nice job by Cadis. Just sticky sniping everybody out, and he makes it look so easy.
He really does. Strong play from Cadis, as we expect to see.
Yep, so the score is 4-1. Not quite as close as we would have expected. But, you know, it's just really strong play coming in from BFF. They moved the chain so fast that XTS is having a hard time keeping up with it.
See, now in this mid-fight, both teams opted to go to the other team's closet area. So we have the teams kind of holding on the wrong side of the mid. Knutson now bringing in the bomb, doing great damage to the clustered players of Exertus. And now with that bomb, the rest of BFF is getting aggressive to follow up, playing off that space created. Alpha now, the only member left alive for Exertus, trying to salvage anything he can, but he's going to get picked off by Flip with a nice meat shot. And the only player to go down in that mid was Knutson, the initiator for BFF. And that's a full wipe for Exertus.
Yeah, they just look so strong there. And are they on crits again? Yes, they are. Maryland is not afraid of using this crits, and looks like they might have to use it upper here because Badonsky is completely overextended, and the main gets taken down by Zebosai, and now Cadis is going to drop down the main and start shooting crit stickies up at the top left. Rando drops down to try and stuff them there, but no, Zebosai is on the point, gets that cap, and it's 5-1, Lang. This is crazy.
Yeah, so this is match point for BFF. We are playing on the European rule set, so there is a... if one team is leading by 5, they win immediately. That's sort of the mercy rule. Aside from that, it's a 30-minute time limit. So yeah, match point for BFF. Let's see what they do in this match.
Badonsky messed up his rollout, and Kaitis is just all over this now. Decimate though, maybe no, doesn't get him. And yeah, with that slow rollout, it's gonna be hard for them to take the high ground. It looks good for BFF now. They're getting frags over in their valley, taking down both Mela and Rando, and now it's the fragile Badonsky trying to make it out alive. Knutson trying to chase him out. Badonsky trying to surf his way out of there, but no, Stark is all over him. The fragile alone with his crossbow in main gets taken down, and that's probably going to be the round right there.
Yeah, Maryland has a full Uber advantage. There's only one player left alive for Exertus, so leaving one, I believe that's a soldier. Now they have a scout capping Spire, and they're starting to move into, actually, they're trying to deal with this aggression in lobby, but now that Spire's almost capped, they're going to surely Uber down here. Zeb's not going to get picked off, just barely getting saved by that Uber from Ireland. They're Ubering into last, there are only 3 players alive for Exertus. Zebasai jumping up to clear off those stickies on the point. Mela coming in there to join him in the silo of the point. They might actually hold this. Can Alpha clutch it? Is Alpha going to clutch it? Well, he did what he could, but unfortunately that's going to be 6-1 in favor of BFF, winning this first map, CP Badlands. We're going to go to a quick intermission, but before I do that, I just want to say that check out i52.tf. That is the fundraiser hub. It is the whole reason we are hosting these show matches. We want to send 2 North American teams to Coventry, England to compete at i52. We want to have these teams playing each other on land conditions where we don't see these massive ping differences. If our cameraman wants to bring up a scoreboard right now, you can see the type of ping differences we're dealing with right now. So yeah, i52.tf. We have perks for donors. Go check that stuff out. We're going to have our next map in this set coming up soon. It's going to be on a North American server with the Europeans picking the map. But we will be right back. Don't go anywhere.